Avenue 10 is an arts group, performing arts, and primarily theater. Our choice of shows, for whatever reason, have put a bee in their bonnet, and they decided to start targeting us. They put us on their website on a map saying we were a gay theater, speaking out against us. Not that we care if people think we're whatever theater. The big problem, of course, is that it's not accurate. They were part of a larger issue that caused us to lose our old space. And we've been wandering around ever since, from location to location. Now they're back again. We weren't going to do any shows. We had postponed our shows to the end of the year because we're working on getting a new venue, which we're trying to secure, but I'm not sure how that'll work. And we weren't sure how that was going to work, getting a venue, but we decided that what we would do is we would take the last quarter of the year off and concentrate all of our efforts on that after we did Rent out at the Big Texan. Recently, Repent Amarillo decided to go down to the city and attempt to get the city to stop the production altogether of a show that we were planning on doing in November that we had canceled. It became clear to us that we had to do the show. We were essentially obligated to. Because if we didn't, first of all, that group would then claim it as a victory, that they had somehow stopped us because they did this prior when our venue got shut down. They claimed it as a victory, that they had, that God had shut us down. So they would attempt to use that in some fashion to further their own cause. Also, it left a foul taste in our mouths that any group would think that they could stop someone else from doing something that was legal and proper and that broke no laws, that they could go down and get the city to stop us. And we felt that it was essential for us to do the show, that when someone comes up and says to the arts, you cannot do that, that is the time that you're essentially obligated to do it.
How has this hurt Avenue 10 economically?
Well, first of all, they helped in getting our venue closed. Avenue 10 had some issues of its own, which we weren't aware of, but the route that they took and the venom of their attacks and their persistence caused us to essentially lose our venue. We cannot operate inside the venue we had. We are a theater company. Without a venue, we have no business. So now we've been forced to wander around and look for places where we can put up shows. Because even though our audience runs from kids with piercings all over their bodies to suit and tie types who come in that, lived through the 60s, it runs the gamut of people. And they don't care. They enjoy what we do. However, there's a perception that this group is putting upon us, and it's hurting us when we attempt to show ourselves as legitimate. Part of the problem is they're wrapping themselves up in the guise of Christianity. And when you do that in this town, at first, people will be fooled by that, because people are good here and they're going to accept people, and when they say, oh, well, these are good Christian people, they might not look any further than that. Well, these good Christian people who are nice and they're going out in the community, well, they're saying that these guys are not good for the community, they're doing these awful things. It's an image problem that we actually have to fight. One side, yeah, we're kind of tongue-in-cheek about how we promote our shows, but in terms of our business, we're very serious about it. It's a business. Even though people might not want to acknowledge that here in America, that these things have to operate on some practical business level, they do. And when you have the community not understanding that, you're not harming anyone, it takes a bit to get past that. They've tainted us, and it actually does hurt us. It also hurts us because right after all that stuff happened, there was a lot of militant language used in Repent Amarillo's website. A lot of our audience members weren't sure if they wanted to come to the shows. They didn't know if they were going to be hurt. They didn't know if there was going to be violence. They had no idea. All they knew were these big groups of people were, going all these different places and protesting, and they didn't know what that would mean to come and see one of our shows. When people want to go out, they just want to go out and have fun. And this group is, in a very real way, is infringing on our rights to do business in Amarillo. This is America, and this is Texas, and this is the Panhandle. This should be a place where if you want to open up a business that's legal, you should be able to do so.
What have they done to actually affect your business?
That they seem to pop up sporadically and harass customers that come downtown. And like a lot of other businesses, we opened up here with a downtown revitalization project going in full force, and that's what attracted us down here. And they seem to just kind of scare people away. And who wants to come downtown and enjoy an evening at a restaurant when you never know if these people are going to be there standing in front of a business harassing people as they go in. But they threatened to. They did make a threat online to do so, and I think that was in direct retaliation because I questioned about their motives about being downtown and harming business down here. I mean, one of them did make a comment at me. I said, I don't appreciate you guys coming downtown and doing what you're doing because, a lot of us are really putting our lives on the line here trying to open up a business, and then we've had to deal with the bad economy. And I was like, small business is the backbone of the local economy, and that's what earns the majority of tax dollars for the local economy, and one of their members made a reply back to me saying basically that what we do as small business owners is nothing compared to what they're doing. It's unimportant compared to what their agenda is, and I took great offense at that. So, I mean, what they're doing they're not keeping the economy alive as far as I'm concerned. They're just trying to scare people away from the downtown area. That doesn't mean that they don't show up anywhere else. But,
right.
So, that's my main concern about them.
They actually affected your business?
I don't think they've affected our business as much as been a nuisance towards our business. They typically will hang out in front of our doors on the sidewalks and stop our customers before they come in, handing them pamphlets, asking them about their religion and their faith. Down here on Polk Street, we have several restaurants, lounges, nightclubs, dance clubs, a variety of entertainment for people to do. So I think misconceiving people as just because you're out on a Friday or Saturday night as being ungodly or not saved is a big misconception that they have.
Have your customers expressed any concern about them? A customer come in and said, I wish you could do something about that?
Almost every single person that walks into our business comes in and it mentions something to us. And it's like, where can I throw this pamphlet I was just given away? It's kind of a running joke. I mean, some of the people mock them. I think what they're doing out there is hurting their actual message.